There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Hello, welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It's Thursday night, so we're on Large Project Thursday, working on the inlay tonight. We're starting an hour early because I didn't think about it till after I got done streaming last night. Again, it's Chiefs preseason game tonight, so it starts at 7:30. I want to watch it, so I decided to go ahead and just start the stream early. I figure if I try to watch it during a stream, it's probably not going to work very well. Yeah, my beard is a mess today. I need to put my beard conditioner in it tonight. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started on this. I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. Let's go ahead and get flipped over here to our top cam. Get started on working on this. But I do thank everybody who joins us. If you're watching us now, if you're watching us later, I do appreciate any of that. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, the likes, the shares, all that good stuff. All those kind of help us get out to more people's walls that follow us. You can share out there and let other people know, hey, just come in and hang out, have some fun, give me some ideas. I'll take anything. I just like to have some fun and get building something different 3 days a week, at least, minimum. But I did, Monday we did coiling. I cut all that up Tuesday. I finished most of my tumbling last night, and everything's pretty much clean and put up, ready to go. I got a little bit more to still do. I will be doing that tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but today was a little, I got to bed, I was going to go to bed actually a little earlier last night than I normally do, and my cat's not feeling all that great, and she threw up on the bed and didn't notice it till I was ready to go to bed. So after that point, and the thing was is she did it earlier in the day too. I only had 2 sheets to fit her bed. I guess I need more now. So then we had the other one, so I was like, well, I'll just do this longer in the morning. And then when she did it again, it was like, so I ended up staying up till like 5 o'clock, half stupid, doing laundry so I could go to bed. I was hoping I was like, well, I can probably get some chainmail done, but I was already so tired and stupid by that point, I couldn't even concentrate. So I was like, I don't want to attempt it. I'll screw something up and I'll just have to fix it tomorrow. So I ended up just kind of vegging out, played a few stupid video games, and watched some weird show the wife's been watching. Sat with up there for a bit and waiting for laundry. So still got up pretty early today though, so I'm kind of surprised I'm still kicking. Well, I take that back. I guess I did have a nap. Maybe that's why I'm kicking and feeling good right now. Because I ended up waking up my normal time, so I barely had any sleep, maybe 3-ish hours, 4-ish. And so I forgot. I got up, I dealt with the cats, gave him a shot, did all that, and then I ended up taking another nap. Part of it was wife had a doctor's appointment, so that was an all-day thing. She had a couple of things going on, so she was going to be going all day doing that, and so I ended up taking a nap for a little bit. Then I got up, and I did get productive, though. I did get, I didn't finish up the bracelet last night that we were working on the stream, and so I finished it up today. Then I pulled out and I did a fairly large half Persian 4-in-1 stainless steel welded. I'm going through and trying to pick out a few different ones that I could do weave wise that'll be good stainless steel ones. You know, some weaves that are in aluminum just don't transition well to stainless, at least in my eyes. But so I'm just going to kind of work through the weaves and slowly build up the same weaves in stainless steel. The one thing I do like about doing it in the stainless is I don't have to worry about thinking of color combinations. I just build it. It's kind of a nice thing in a way. You know, I know there's a lot of people that work only in stainless, you know, like Steampunk Garage, Jennifer over there and stuff. And in a way, I bet that's kind of nice where you don't have to I mean, now, she does have to think about colors because she does a lot of titanium and niobium and stuff like I do too, but it's kind of a nice little thing not have to worry about that in a way if you're just going straight stainless. I'm thinking about trying some heat treatments to give the stainless some color, but I don't know yet. If I do, I'm going to make up a couple temp ones, maybe, you know, just a little bit of each just to see if I can get any coloring and how it'd work in a couple different weaves. You know, just do maybe 3-inch sections and heat treat them and see if I can get any colors to come out any good in them, and then obviously test them for, you know, I don't want to change their chemical compound where they start to rust and stuff. So I had somebody ask me that before for an aluminum necklace. It's not going to rust or anything in the water, and it's like, nope, don't have to worry about that. And even with stainless steel, you don't have to worry about that. They can get a little dingy, but you just clean them up. You know, when it comes to most any of the chainmail stuff, just some dish soap and warm water cleans them all right up. So, oh, I forgot to turn on the music. And where are we at on this? We're on row 26. This is where we were last time we worked on it. I got none done today. I got the rings pulled out about 2 hours ago, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to get something done here, and then just dealing with everything around the house. We're here shortly before the stream too, that neighbors over here, they back out of their driveway and they don't pay attention, and now they completely decapitated the mailbox. It was laying on the ground, the pole was laying sideways, the mailbox was laying several feet away from it. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get that temporarily back up tonight, and probably just do it in the morning. Got to mow tomorrow anyway, so I have another mailbox on a whole new system I plan on using up there. Something that's movable, so if they hit it, it's not going to break everything like they keep doing. And we've been dealing with this for the 18 years we've lived here. Twice a year minimum, it gets fully knocked over. Another, dozen times it'll get partially hit and moved and this and that. You think they would figure it out after a while, but they don't. They don't seem to care. In all honesty, the new one I'm using a wine barrel, so it's movable. If they hit it, it's just going to kind of move this thing around, I hope. But I'm also recessing it and putting it out there. And I don't like metal boxes because they can get bent up, but the plastic one's been through crap anyway. And I'm like, it's just saving them. So I'm kind of setting it up. But if they're going to hit it, they're going to screw up their car now. I hate to say that, and I hate doing that, but the new one, yeah, they're going to end up with some scratches if you can't figure out how to move. We have the same problem. The mailbox on their side, for their house, same predicament in the same position as our driveway. We don't hit theirs. They actually have a car parked out there, and we can maneuver. I don't see how they cannot figure out how to get out of the driveway without hitting things. I don't get it. And if they were younger, I would say that, say they're just stupid and young, but these are older people that are just, never had any major issues with them, but we definitely don't get along. We have totally two different lines of thought on things, so we've never been friends with them or anything. Haven't been enemies either, but the mailbox thing has pissed me off through the years. Like I said, it's a little ridiculous. When we bought the house, my wife actually hit their mailbox the second day, before we even started moving in. It was the second day we were coming over to check everything out after we closed. And she hit their mailbox and she went and told them and all that. It's the only time their mailbox has been hit. Anybody that comes over to visit or anything, I always tell them when they leave, watch out when you're backing up. Normally they don't have to worry about it because, like I said, they normally have another car parked out in the street. So to hit their mailbox, you'd end up hitting the car first. So, I mean, we even have even less room to get out and can still get out without hitting cars. But I'll let everybody know, driveway's kind of a pain. Just pay attention to where you're getting out. Nobody's ever, hit their mailbox again, but yeah, they constantly keep hitting ours. And it'd be one thing if they hit it, said, hey, we hit it by accident. I don't want you to pay for it or anything, but let me know. But just to hit it, drive off, and not say anything over and over and over again, that's where I get more ticked off about anything, more than anything. And what's even sadder is I've watched him back out of his driveway. I've seen him do this 3 times now in the last 4 years. He'll back out, he'll hit the mailbox, and stop, and know he hit the mailbox. He'll look in his mirrors. He needs another 8 inches to make the turn back, to get fully out of the driveway and make the turn onto the street. So he just continues to go. He literally stops after he hits it, and then continues to push it to make that other 8 inches, instead of stop, pull forward a few inches, making a 3-point turn, type thing. And I've watched him do this 3 times now. I have a couple of them, but not of him, of other visitors to their place. That's the other thing. It's like a visitor who doesn't quite know. I get it. I understand. But still, even then, that would make more sense to say, hey, man, we hit your mailbox. Sorry. Can we help stand it back up for you at least? I mean, if they got out and at least try to push it back up, that would be better than hit it, notice it, and just take off. Again, if it was accidental one time, it's one thing, but this is normally, overall, by the time everything's said and done in a year, at least 10 times a year, we're dealing with our mailbox getting knocked over by people that live there or people that are visiting there. It just, it irritates the crap out of me. So I can make it more difficult for you. You can park a car out in the street like you all do. It'll protect my mailbox, but you're definitely going to be making a 5-point turn to get out of your driveway now. I've been half tempted to do that. If I didn't think they would just hit the car and go, I probably would. And the only reason I say that is because they were out there playing baseball, catch baseball, throwing the ball pretty fast. Their kid is now graduated now, but a few years ago when this happened, we're out there playing, practicing out in the street, threw the ball, hit her back tail light, broke the tail light, didn't say a thing to us. We didn't notice it till the next day. And we're out there looking at it going, well, what in the crap happened here? And it was another neighbor that lived beside them told us, yeah, they were out there playing and hit your car yesterday, broke it. They didn't come tell you? No? Oh, yeah, they did it. We didn't say anything to them, but it really ticked me off because a new taillight I ended up buying a used one for $80. A new one was like $250, and it was like, no. So, I mean, again, it was just common courtesy of living around people you think you'd be nice. I mean, I try to, I'm not overly friendly with everybody around me. I don't necessarily know everybody, but, I'm not going to go out of my way. If I do something, if something happens, I'm going to let them know, saying, hey, we had other neighbors, the dog kept getting out, kept letting them know. They didn't ever see it because the dog was always back in the yard. Finally, they found out, before they moved. And it's, things like that. When I'm been mowing and I've had a stick go flying across and hit their house, I let them know that it hit their house. I don't see any bruising, to the house or anything. Nothing bad happened, but I'm still going to let them know, type thing. But I guess just people are not like that anymore. I don't get it. I guess I'm just too old and dumb. Alright, back to ring counting here. Nice. I'll get off the mailbox kick and neighbors. That's why I want to live in kind of in the middle of nowhere. I like people, don't get me wrong, but some people it's just like, pull your head out of your butt, please, and we can get along just fine. I get along with plenty of people that have totally different ideologies than me. Everybody has their own thoughts and things. I have no problem with any of that, but there, if we're like that, if we can still get along, that's fine. But back then, we just never could kind of click. I mean, we had differences, but we could never really click, and didn't want to necessarily hang out, and which is all fine. So we've just been neighbors, and they're just there. So I don't do anything to screw up their lives. I would hope they would reciprocate, but there are those days though that I do get a little frustrated. I feel like going out there, just getting in the car and just turn it on, go run over the mailbox, and then park again and go in. I mean, I get so frustrated some days like that. I hate to, I don't act on them, but sometimes you have those days where it's just like, come on, people, let's pull our heads out and just be courteous. There's the black eyes. So this is the finish off road 26. So we're past half or the quarter point, the quarter-way point. Black eyes, and dark rose to finish it off. Hopefully everything lines up good. I don't have to fix anything. I've had a lot of fixing here lately. I do not know exactly why. I normally don't have that many fixing issues I need to do on a project like I've had on this one lately. I don't know, maybe it was just because I got so used. I hadn't done a basic layered inlay like we did with the Chiefs end zone. Basically 3 colors and kind of standard that I didn't have to necessarily think. It was just grab rings, go, grab rings, go. Now I don't really have to think, it's just a matter of making sure I get the right ring count. So, let's see here. What else we got going on? Tomorrow's mowing day. Oh, you fell off, dummy. Now I probably won't want to get on that chair again. He ain't getting on this. I have 2 chairs, like the one I'm sitting on at my table right now. There's another one that's like it. And he only wants to sit in the one that's by the bench. Don't know why. The other one's sitting over there. He hadn't gotten into it for the past month. He just got up there because I have another table sitting up there where I've been drawing rings on, and he wants on that table so bad. So he's been getting on that chair. He was over there sleeping and just fell off. Well, he was sleeping on a towel that I had sitting on it, and the towel slipped off the chair, so he went falling. I feel sorry for you, buddy. I'm sorry. Shouldn't be laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, right? He's a cornball. My big cornball. Tony's spider. Friends with me on my regular personal Facebook page. You've seen Tony's spider. He's about 3 weeks now. He's been hanging out, building this big old web, a good 2-foot web every night. He packs up normally every night before he goes away for the day. Last night he didn't pack up. It's the second time he's only done that in the past couple of weeks. Had me worried the first time that he wasn't going to come back. I'm a little concerned, but not so much because he did come back the next night after, last time he left his web up. It was unusual. He normally doesn't leave him up. There's so much work he has to do to him after leaving him up. I bet there's a lot of work in putting them together. I'll sit out there and just watch him and just be amazed that the work that they go through to build a web. I mean, it's just insane to me. Especially ones that put them up and then take them down when they're done. We have all these other stupid ones that I hate. I call them razor spiders. I have no idea what kind. They don't make like webs. They make like, their web, but they're more like blankets of web, not just web lines like a spider web, like you think of traditionally spider web. And they're always out there building their crap, making these good old blankets of web. You just drive me nuts. But he goes in and makes a nice creative web, and every day it's been different, I got to catch him a few times, getting an early start, and it amazes me how he, get the outside webs done from corner to corner, the extra work that you kind of have to go through, because he basically needs to connect these 2 points, but to get there to here, you've got to go all the way up and come back down, so they'll connect the web, and you can see him dragging the web, keeping it somewhat tight as he comes up the web, and then over, and then back down, and then you can see him tighten up that string, tightens it up, and then he uses that string, goes across it, and does something real quick there. I'm assuming he rewraps that corner a little bit. And then he goes and does the same thing to another corner. And once he's got the outside built, then he can do the inside stuff that's a lot quicker. And it's kind of fun watching. I hate spiders. I really do hate spiders, but the cooler ones are the ones like that just kind of hang out. They're not in a place where I'm going to be walking, even at night. They build up their thing, and then they pack it up at night. So I'm not worried about walking into it next day, even though it's not in a walking area. But like I said, it amazes me how they build their web, all the work that goes into it. And he can do it quick. I mean, he built a 2-foot web. And I've never counted actually how many rings there are, but they're easily 25, 35 rings, easy. And he does it all within, I would say, pretty much 30 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes, because I've gone away where I didn't see him at all. And he wasn't out there, hadn't started yet. I've gone upstairs, did some things, came back 15 minutes later, and he was mostly done. And then the day that I caught him starting, somewhat starting, he had about 3 lines done. He had gotten, how long was that? That was maybe 10 minutes that day. After he first started, when I come back, he was already working towards the center. And so, I mean, he was done in under 30 minutes every time I kind of catch him. So, I mean, and he moves. He's booking it. It's kind of crazy. And then he does this weird little tuck thing with his back leg when he's going around doing the center rounds, where you only have to make a step over to come down and pull that line. But he uses his back left leg as he's going around the line, and when he tucks it in, he uses that leg and somehow just does a quick wrap as he's already working towards the next one. It's crazy to me. Like I said, I kind of have fun watching it sometimes. Spiders kind of amaze me, but I do hate them. If they're outside and they leave me alone, we're all good. The ones that are inside that chase me, hang down from a web in the middle of nowhere, and you walk into them, I hate those. Alright, well that line's done. Took a little longer than it should have, but I keep jibber-jabbering, so that happens though during the stream. So on to the next line. We're going backwards on this one. You gotta remember, so I can line up backwards. Oh, I don't want my Sharpie. I need my highlighter. Alrighty, so let's go backwards with a black eye. Let's go with a few on the underneath some. Had to clean up some more dark rose earlier today too. Black rose. Dark rose. Dark rose. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. For a little bit. Got a lot of coming down to my black eyes. Got a lot of double stacks now. Black eyes. Dark rose. Black rose. Dark rose. Black rose. This has been the most unified back and forth road that I think I've had. Normally at some point in here I'd have a 2 of one color, but so far, yet. Rose. Yeah, this one's, oh, here we go. Now change up, still black. I think that's the longest we've had a constant back and forth. Well, some type of change. Even though I guess you probably on a camera, I don't know, I guess that camera might be picking up a little bit. I always kind of line up my rings on my tape measure thingy here. Black eyes, same on it. Black eyes. Dark rose. Black eyes. We will, at the end, I'm going to try to make sure I keep looking. And so a few minutes before we end tonight, like that's frosted up. We'll give this the best stretch we can. We'll pull out the picture and show the picture again. We're right now working into the eyebrows. We're coming into the eye area. That's about where we're at right now. And then that'll slowly work into the nose pretty quickly. I mean, it looked like it was about 4 lines away, but when you really start looking closer at it, you realize, okay, it's not quite that far. It all comes quicker as you're working, kind of. And hopefully this weekend again, I do plan on, I still got some more stuff to do on the wormhole cubes. I did put it off last couple days, kind of finishing up. I did some rewriting of some areas that and there's still some areas I don't quite like. I'm not fully sure how I want to convey what needs to be said, per se, right there. So there's a few spots that kind of slowed me down, and it kind of made me ponder them. And so, but I plan on getting back to that and hopefully finish it. That's why I was working on the rings to get kits done. I'm going to be working on a picture thing for the kits. Like I said, I'm going to do a few. I got enough. I'm at least going to make up 5. And then from there, I'll see if there's a need for more or not. And if, and part of the writing of it is, I got, compared to all my other tutorials, this one's going to have an extra section for tweaking, because this is definitely a very tweaky project, depending on what rings you're using. I don't have anybody else's bright aluminum to full lead test all the way out. I have some rings from a few places that I've used them, calipers and got my sizes and what's comparable, and finding out, when I try to do a full one in TRL anodized aluminum, it's very, very loose, so I figured out how to tweak that. And every color is different, so it does depend on which color you're using, kind of. So there's a lot of little bitty sections in there that I've got to, that I'm trying to convey. And it almost turned me off of putting it out there, because I know there's going to be people that struggle with it. When I was first putting it together on my cover page, I normally put on an easy, medium, hard kind of chart on where I think the project is. And at first I was like, I wanted to put it right on easy, because it's basically a pretty simple 4-in-1 weave. But then as I'm writing the tutorial, I'm like, man, there are so many little extras that the more chainmail you have done, the more you will understand what I'm trying to convey. So it's a little weird on that aspect, and that's, like I said, it kind of has kept me wanting to almost not put it out there, because I don't want people to have issues with it. But no matter what you do, you could have the best thing out there, but there's still always going to be somebody that won't be able to quite understand it, figure it out. So, I mean, that's going to happen. So I figure I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It is what it is. I'm happy with it. I've now made 3. In all reality, I've made 5, but 2 of them kind of got pulled apart for testing purposes. So I could see what kind of changes happen when I would change certain aspects of it. And then trying different rings also. I'd build one half of this way and one half the other way, using different rings, so I could see exactly what differences there were that way. So that is what's definitely, when I get to that extra section, that's going to be a little time consuming in a way, but I want to make sure I get enough information in there. But I'm also going to put it in there if anybody has any questions when they're doing it. Feel free to contact me. Like I always say, I'm always open to people contacting me. I've worked with several people on other things they've seen me do that I have no tutorials for. Tic-tac-toe board. I'm thinking about putting together a tutorial for it, but it's so simple. Do I want to? I don't know. So sometimes it's like that. I just, I don't when it's too simple. I don't want to just put it out there and try to make money off of it. But if it's too hard, you're not going to have a lot of people that want to get into it because it's kind of like my chain games. They're in a way they're fairly simple little guys to make. They're a little time consuming, but they're pretty simple little guys to make. And I have a few other things that I kind of want to see if I can. That was the thing with the wormhole. The first one I made had to be totally redesigned after that because the rings that I used, the bigger 4-inch outside rings, were not available anymore. And even when they were, the ones I got were so wildly crazy in their size that you just couldn't count on them to be anything. That's why when I did my 4-inch wall-hanging Dreamcatcher style kits for tutorial, which I thought I put it out there, but I don't think it's actually on the website yet. I think it's internally there, but I never set it to active. Because I remember when I did it, I wanted to put kits together at the same time so I could sell kits for it. And I never got around. Well, part of the problem was they were colored kits, so I had to wait on rings from TRL. They kept being out of them, and so that happens. You get busy doing other things, so I need to go check that out. But anyway, when I did that and redesigned it, I'm using the same rings I used for it that are pretty easily available. I've been buying them for 3 or 4 years now. They've always been reliably on their sizing. You buy it in a 10-pack normally. I might have 1 or 2 that are slightly out, but in most things that I do, you wouldn't notice that unless you measure them. There are a few things that would probably give me an issue with them if they were too far out, but I've had good luck with them, so that's what I'm using for the tutorial. I'm going to be selling those on my website, so you can buy them that way. I'm going to have full kits of BA kits, or you can buy just the large, I'm not sure what I'm going to call them yet, but I'm going to have 2 side kits. They're going to be the 6 large rings and 6 small rings, or you can just buy the 6 small rings. They're the harder ones to get, in a way, depending on what you do. And those I can ship out in regular snail mail, so it'd be cheap and easy to send those. Again, because they do have to be kind of a specific size. When I originally did it, I did that sizing and used those because I thought that was the standard. I bought a couple. I've had 2 orders, and I buy them 1,000 at a time, these key rings. And so I've used them all, and to me, that's always been I thought all of them were kind of standard size that way. Come to find out, they're not. So, but you can buy them in smaller, you can buy them in 100, but they're still a little more expensive to ship from overseas, but they do the job. I thought about using a welded ring, and I thought, well, I could weld up my own and do that. But again, it was like, if you want to buy your rings from other places, there's going to be variables. At least with this, they're standard, especially if you're going to get them from me. Everything will work without problem. You shouldn't have any problems, but you never know. But I've got 3 other things I've been wanting to try to think, and 2 of them actually. One of them I've actually looked up a little bit and still couldn't find it. Another one I haven't looked up at all. A third one I have looked up. I can't find anything like it, so I'm still. Whenever I come up with something new, I try to find if there's something out there. I do my own searching, but sometimes you just never know. Sometimes the best thing to do is to put it out there and to the chain mailers, and a lot of people will say, yeah, I've seen something similar here or there, and they might find something, and there a lot of people posted things, yeah, it's already a weaver or something that's been out there. And so other times when they're not, you got to be a little careful because somebody might come in and snag it up before you can do a tutorial for it. And I've had that happen before. I'm not going to say what group or anything like that did this and that. So that's just not necessarily who I am, but it was something I put out there before anybody else, and before I could get a tutorial written up for it, somebody already had one and was already selling it. So in a lot of people's eyes, it was their idea when it wasn't, and it can be easily kind of proven. But I'm not the type of person that's going to go bash them, point out where, like, hey, yeah, this isn't necessarily your idea. But that, again, that's just not the person I am. It's what it is. If you want to be that way, again, be that way. And because I'm not ruthless, that's probably why I'd never be good as a millionaire. To be super rich, you kind of have to be a little ruthless, I think. Maybe they're not. There are people that aren't, but I don't know. It just seems like a majority of them are. I mean, I've worked for a few owners that weren't necessarily overly millionaires per se, but well-to-do, that were actually pretty good. But again, they lived a different lifestyle than people that definitely didn't make that kind of money. So it was a little odd to them on some occasions when they would want to do things. I worked for a guy who made concrete saw blades. It was a small company, but he had big businesses with cities and states for their road crews, especially local, to make diamond tip blades and stuff like that. So I mean, we made expensive blades. There was a small crew, so he made good money. But when he wanted to do anything extra, it was odd to him. Hey, we're going to go out to eat, and most of us didn't mind to do that kind of thing. You paid us decently, and most of the time it was okay going to not like, just the drive-in type joints, but not the high-end places. And there's a few times they want to go to the high-end places where we're all like, I know I want to pay for my electricity this month. I can't buy a meal. Type thing. So he kind of understood, and then it seems like, I've been around some others that were definitely more well-to-do. Then it starts becoming a different animal when you get up there. All right, so on to counting some more rings out. Where are we at on our time anyway? Well, we're just a little past halfway, so I do want to thank everybody again if you're stopped in. I haven't seen anybody comment, so I'm not sure if anybody showed up here or not tonight, but I do thank anybody that does show up, drops in, checks us out. Don't forget to give likes, shares, thumbs up, all that good stuff. I wonder why my phone's going off now. Don't forget to check us out every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, back into this, do some more ring counting here. Like I said, I need to keep a closer eye on here. About 50 minutes in, I want to, like I said, kind of stop the build and kind of give it a stretch, show you the picture, do all that before we close up. I definitely want to close up at our hour tonight, like I said, so I can watch Chiefs game. I know I'm a Chiefs freak. You probably noticed that by now if you've watched any of our streams or you followed any of my stuff, because I have a ton of inlays that are Chiefs related. I have now, well, actually, overall, when it comes to ring count, definitely my Chiefs stuff has more ring counts than any of my other inlays all combined. When it comes to actual pieces, I've done a lot more inlays that aren't Chiefs related, but they were a lot smaller, a lot less ring counts. So there is that little trade-off there, I guess. We need 3 of you. So, let's see. Like I said, the weekend, we'll be back on Monday. Hopefully we'll come back on Monday and get back into the Jelly Cube earrings. I want to get that set done. It's taking me, it seems like forever to get this freaking set done. I keep changing up. Either it's not feeling good, or like this past Monday, we end up doing the coiling. Because I wanted to get the earrings made up, and it was the best time to do it. And we'll see. Hopefully this next Monday we'll get back to that, and I want to get that set done. Because I want to get out the anodizer. Because I actually have some other things I want to anodize, and I've been putting it off because it's like I want to do these earrings, I want to do those on the stream. So might as well just have the anodizer out, do everything kind of all at once instead of pull it out, have to put it up, pull it back out type thing. Okay, we'll probably go ahead and stop there at 29. It's not going to be a full row, but I don't want to stretch out too far here, especially when we get to a large count. 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need one more. Yeah, maybe we can go a little bit further. I thought it was going to take up more of my table there, but let's see. I normally do like to stop on some kind of big count like that, though. It kind of helps. Oh, these are freaking double stucks. A lot of them are that way. We'll stop there. Because then I have a 3 black. So it makes sense. Let's see here. I did see something a few days ago from Sean White over there at Mailworks. He's been having computer problems, and he finally got it. I think he said it was in the shop, and so hopefully he'll be back to streaming here soon. I miss seeing his streams. And actually, I thought he was going to have a sale over the 4th of July weekend, but I guess he was having computer problems, so he wasn't able to have a sale. And, I was looking at getting a couple more shirts. I ended up buying different shirts, but not chainmail related shirts, so I still want to get them, but I need to get me some more shirts. I've talked about it before. Most of my shirt collection, it's either, well, right now I only have 3 Chiefs shirts. I got this one, my red one, and a sweatshirt. So that's all I have in Chiefs shirts. But then I have like 10, 12 band t-shirts. Well, actually more than that. 10, 12 of the band that I had been helping out the last many, many years. And then I actually had some still that I actually wear them daily. The old band shirts from when my daughter was in school. Most of those are all, holy, armpits are ripped out or something, But they're good for around the house. I don't tear up other ones, but I don't have very many other good ones anyway. I don't go out enough to need good outdoor clothes, I guess. When I was doing band stuff, I was always just wearing a band shirt, so I always made sure I had good band shirts. That's all that mattered, I guess. No, I guess this next Tuesday I will be doing individual pictures. We were supposed to do it this Tuesday. One of the few things that I'll still be helping out with a little bit here and there. Like I said, I'm going to do a little bit, but not the full-blown stuff that I've been doing for years. It's supposed to happen this last Tuesday, a couple days ago, but they were doing something. The school was getting together for a practice on the field for pre-games between football players, between cheerleaders, between band, between choir. They were going to do some practice and a different way of doing things. So they wanted to postpone the pictures, so we're doing them this coming Tuesday now. So it'll be interesting. It has been definitely a weird experience not having band stuff to necessarily worry about right now. Normally I'm so involved in doing the website stuff at the beginning of the year with all the new information. And then just going to the practices, the events, doing video. So far I would have had the drone up, and flown, a good 4 hours of drone by now. And I haven't flown a thing with drone. I've been wanting to, and it's just probably going to be just local, just go out and kind of have fun type thing. Not going to go out and do a band, but it's been weird, to say the least. Now, I'm kind of filling in the time and doing some extra stuff, but a lot more stuff around the house I've been having to do and take care of. One, just because I have the time. In a way, though, it's better because in the old days when I was doing the band stuff, things would get put off for days, and I'd come back and it'd just take days to get caught back up. Again, that can still happen now, but I don't think it'll happen nearly as much, especially in September, October. Now, depending, I guess, if I get more events scheduled, then it can get a little hectic, I guess. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm filling out one for Gladfest. Where are we at in our time? 43. Okay, so I still got a little bit. We might be able to finish up this line before we get done. But, yeah. That's going to be the weekend. Hopefully, like I said, I can get a little more of this done on the weekend. I do want to get some more welded stainless going. I don't want to hold off and only do them on Wednesday night right now because I want to get a good chunk made up so I can start dialing in and doing some other. I want to do all the welded, and then I'm probably going to do a few pieces that of stainless again. Oh, excuse me, burpee. I do the weave twice. Here's one that's not welded. Here's one that's welded. Because there'll be a price difference between the two, and stainless budded is still good. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. My bracelet, like I said, I wanted to weld it, but I decided not to, and I love it either way. I mean, it's not pulling apart in any way, shape, or form, but I want to be able to show the differences, saying, yeah, here's what the two are. Here's one that's budded. Here's one that's welded. Time differences, definitely going to see a price difference between the two. So there'll be a few weaves that I'll want to do that too. And this is all stuff I want to get done before. It looks like there's a couple events that I wish I could have gotten into here at the beginning of September. But all their cutoff dates were early June, or end of June, early July. And at that point in time, I didn't realize that I wasn't going to be doing bad stuff. So I couldn't, when I finally got to them, registration's closed for now. So I have missed. That kind of irritates me a little bit because I kind of got ghosted by the new band parent officers. If they would have just came out and said, hey, we're not going to do this, we're not going to need you for this or that. That was part of the reason why I was like, well, maybe it's time just to go ahead and stop now if they're not going to need me for this stuff. But if they would have let me know beforehand, instead of everything I've learned has been secondhand. It had been from one of the other officers, not the presidents, who I've normally always dealt with. And so I'm a little perturbed at the new presidents. And part of the issue, I think, again, on that front was, normally to be president, you normally have another board position for a year before you move on to be president. They were never on the board. So they didn't necessarily have any idea of how it was run, and they don't necessarily seem to care. So, and they can do whatever they want to do. Like I said, if they would have just told me, hey, we don't need your services anymore, I would have been happy with that. You don't have to, be blunt about it. You don't have to be sugarcoat things for me. It's perfectly fine. Every year when I asked them, that was the thing. I kept sending out things going, okay, it's that time of the year. I ask, is it okay? Do you want me to continue to do this? If not, it's perfectly fine. Do you want me to continue to do this or that? If you need this or that, whatever it is, just let me know. No biggie. And all you had to do is send back something. Yeah, we're not going to want you to continue. I would have been perfectly happy with that. But let me know. The not replying to anything for 2.5 months gets a little irritating, and it kind of pisses you off. I hate to say it that way because I didn't want to leave. I don't think I'm leaving on bad terms. I don't want to say that I'm necessarily leaving because of this in particular. It has been a culmination of things. It's been every year. It's something you think about. I've been doing it for many years, so there's always time. The past many years, I thought about stopping 6 years ago. But then, the band teacher at the time, he was let go. Some things came up. I didn't want to leave him hanging because I kind of, in a way, I don't think I was like holding everything together, but in a way, yes. There's a lot of things that both the parents and the teacher that took over couldn't do because of the whole situation. It was kind of a crazy situation anyway. But anyway, and so after that I was like, okay, I want to stick around for the new one, let the new director get settled in. She came in, she's doing a pretty good job, but then she was let go, and it's like, do you want to leave at the, in between? Because it's like, I didn't want to stop and have people think I stopped because a certain teacher was let go. It had nothing to do with that. I'm there to help out the band. If I can get along with the director, that's a bonus. If I don't, then I'm probably not going to help. I get along great with the director. That was part of the other thing. It's like, I like working with the director. He's a good guy. I think he's doing good things for the band. And the past one was doing good things. But so now, I was already thinking, okay, I think things are going good. I don't think, I think he's got a good many years going before anything's going to be let go or whatever. But and then with the Parents Association, they've always been great to me all these years. They've always done well more. Like I said, I've never expected anything from them. I just do it because I like helping out the band. If I can help save them money by working on graphics instead of paying somebody to do it, doing pictures instead of paying somebody to do it, I'm more than happy to do any of that. If you don't want me to do it, that's perfectly fine too. I've got plenty of other things I can do, trust me. I'll fill out my time, probably with way too much, but all you had to do was just say, hey, we want to go a different direction. You can be nice about it or just say bluntly, we don't need you anymore. But leave me hanging for 2 months, that has totally screwed up so many other things that I could have done and been busy right now. I mean, I'm still already kind of busy, but I could have had events planned for this time that I just couldn't do because of everything that went down. That, again, just if you would have just said something to me, none of this would have happened. So that does irritate me on days, and some days I get a little more irritated than others about the situation. And I think it's a part of it is because I'm going to miss it. I already do miss it. And I didn't want to leave on necessarily bad terms. I don't necessarily think I'm leaving on bad terms with anybody, but I feel like I'm leaving because I felt not displaced or underused. Just, again, I don't exactly even know what to call it. It's just like, just come out and talk to me about it. That's how I've dealt with I've dealt with so many different presidents through all the years. I'm trying to think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would have been the 8th president I would have dealt with through all these years. And I have never had one issue with communicating with any of them until now. And it was just like, again, just ghosted. Nothing. Alright, I gotta get that out of my brain because, like I said, sometimes it still does burn me. For several days, I couldn't sleep at night because it was like I didn't want to quit, but I just felt like, I don't necessarily want people to feel like I need to be there, but, I have fun helping out. If I help out and you guys are appreciative, that's all great. But if you won't let me know things and I can't do things to help out, then what's the point? If I don't know what's going on, you're not going to let me know what's going on so that I can try to help out. If you don't want my help, just say, hey, no, thank you. Not just me keep asking questions. Like I said, I sent out, I don't know how many emails and no response. Found her on Facebook. She was posting on the Facebook band page. I was getting no response. And then what really what finally set me over the full edge, per se, that if you want to call it an edge. Like I always say, I don't want to call it an edge, but I am the administrator of the band alumni page on Facebook. She wanted to be approved by the group so she could post information in there that she could have simply have asked me at any point in time, and I could have gave her a direct answer and it would have been done. But she wanted to post it out there to everybody else, and again, it was simple little things. Some of the things that she wanted to know, that she wanted to ask the alumni about, you had an alumni person right there in your pocket that could have answered any of these questions, put you in touch with every director that the school has ever had that you don't know how to get a hold of, but you didn't want to use it. So, again, okay, I'm done. I'm over it. Like I said, I gotta stop because it doesn't necessarily piss me off, but there are times it's just like, why? When it could have been dealt with so much easier and not had any issues, where are we at anyway? Oh, we're at 53. We'll put in a few more rings here. Let me go ahead and just kind of stack these up. Get them out of the way. I don't want to try to go too fast, but we got the full row here. I normally don't like to end on a full row, but I've had them out, so I don't want to necessarily put them back up. So we'll just kind of cruise through it here real quick. Yeah, we got 7. And I think kickoff's a few minutes after that. I don't need to necessarily catch everything, but Like I said, I'm a Chiefs fan. I try to watch every game. I don't think there have been very few games in the last 30 years that I've missed. When I was in my early 20s, there was a few that I missed because there were blackouts. But then we started selling out games, so the blackouts disappeared in the 90s. So we got to see every game home and then every game away. So yeah, I very seldom miss a game. I think 4 years ago, I think I missed one game because we ended up going to the Renfest on a Sunday. I wanted to go on a Saturday, but Renfest was coming to a close. Had a band thing so many days, so many of those weekends. They're open for 6 weeks, and that's why band stuff was so busy during that time. It was hard to get there, and it was finally I had to make a choice, and it was like, I'm going to go to the Renfest, so we skipped the game. I mean, that was a game I missed. I think before that, there was probably one other game, like 3 years before that I actually was not feeling well, and I ended up started watching the game laying in bed. I made it like 2 minutes into the game and fell asleep and didn't wake up till well after it was over. So, like I said, I don't miss too many games. Now, preseason games, I have missed some here and there. Not as big of a thing, but I normally like to try to catch the last preseason game. Pumps me up, gets me ready. Plus, that gets me. I also have my fantasy football league that I run. So I've got our picks are going to be coming up, and so I've got to kind of keep my foot a little bit on the football side. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. We're just going to go ahead and I'm going to continue. I do want to stop at my hour, so we might not. I'll try to just give it a quick stretch because I'll probably be done with my rings at about our hour. And I wanted to take about 4 or 5 minutes to stretch it and show the picture and all that good stuff. We'll try to do it, but real quick. A little faster than I would like to, but it is more on pace of what it would be like if I wasn't sitting here jibber-jabbering. I do keep having to look around. Like I said, I haven't got any comments tonight again. Hopefully I haven't missed any comments. I have noticed a few people pop in here and there, but again, you don't have to make a comment, no big deal. If you do, that's great. I will say when you do, it makes the time go by faster, but I get less chain mail done. But I don't mind too much in a way. Now I'm starting to wonder if I got a screwed up ring somewhere, because I don't think it seems like I'm going to be short. Which means I have to go back and fix it, so I'm taking all this time to get to this point. Then I'll have to go back and fix it again. I could be wrong though, I mean, it's still a little far out. It just seems like there's more rings there than what I have out. So I will go ahead and do my ending spiel before that. And thank everybody again for dropping in. Don't forget to check us out Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget to give likes, shares, thumbs up, all that good stuff. The more people we get in here, the better. The more people we start having. I want to start doing giveaways again. I halfway been tempted to start doing some of the giveaways that I used to do in the old day in posts. Got more responses that way, so maybe I should try it that way. Maybe that invite more people into the stream. Yeah, I'm way off here. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it there because I'm so far off. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm off by 2 somewhere. How did I get off by 2 somewhere? So I'll have to go back and double check that. So we're just gonna move these out of the way for now. I will double check that here after the football game time. And maybe at halftime. I can watch after halftime once the starter's pretty much been pulled out. I'll probably come back and sit down here and maybe work on some while I finish watching the game. But anyway, this is where we're at. Like I said, this is Chris Jones, defensive end, Chiefs player, who we're working on. We're getting right into, like I said, the eyebrow area right here is where we're at. Getting ready to get into some eyes. Paper out here. So yeah, you kind of start seeing it right in there, the eyebrow area here. So we're getting into the eyes. Kind of getting them both in the same picture. I need to be over the top cam for that to work. you need to be on the right camera. So that's where we're at. Like I said, we're just getting into the eye area here. His other eye is a little bit taller by about a line or two, so that's, right here at the top of the eye. We're right in here right now, so it's coming along, but we're going to go ahead and close up for tonight. We're at 59 minutes and 28 seconds. So, again, I appreciate anybody that's dropped in. Don't give the shares, the likes, all that good stuff. We will be back on Monday night. So I hope you all have a great weekend. We're going to try to keep it busy. And don't forget, if you have any questions, chainmail related, or any of my laser stuff, just drop me a line. I'm more than willing to work with you, even if you just have thoughts and you don't want to fully go through with anything right now. I'll work with you. I'm just here to have some fun. So y'all have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. We'll check y'all out on Monday. Peace.